Welcome to the Magic is You podcast, where we talk all about being the fullest expression of you and making the journey just as beautiful, if not more so, than the destination. It's time to say yes to desire. It's time to turn up your magic. The most powerful version of you is the fullest expression of you. Hello, Michelle here with the Magic is You podcast. And in this episode, I want to talk about regret and how powerful it is to practice feeling your regret at minimum every year. So that's why I wanted to come on, because it's the end of the year. And I think it's the perfect time to sit down and write down all the things that you feel regret around. This is something I started doing 2 years ago. I was starting to do more shadow work, which is looking at the shadowy, darker sides of my emotions, of my experiences, of the world around me, of the past, of the present, just looking at the dark side of things, or the harder to feel or look at side of things. It doesn't even necessarily need to be labeled as dark. It's just the things that we're resisting or avoiding, and we don't want to feel that. It's uncomfortable. Versus what we tend to do is we just look at the bright side. Oh, these are the lovely things that happen, and these are the lovely things I want to do, and da-da-da-da-da, which is great. But I've learned that if we don't create the capacity to look at the shadow side and the bright side, then we create this distorted experience, and we're not grounded in our own experience of life, because we're rejecting different parts of ourselves and saying, no, I don't want to look at that. No, I don't want to feel that. And the reality is that even if you don't want to feel something, it doesn't make the feeling go away. And everyone has regrets. Doesn't matter who you are or where you are in life. You could be a multi-billionaire and you'll have tons of regrets. You can be a seemingly happy person who has got it all, and you'll have tons of regrets. You can be someone who has always lived life on your terms, always did whatever you want to do, and you'll still have tons of regrets. There is no path you can take in life that is free from regret. And it does not mean, and I learned this because I watched a video yesterday where Kyle Cease was actually talking about this, where he said your regret, the feeling of regret, does not mean that you actually believe that you would have wanted something different. It just means that you have this feeling and you need to feel it, because otherwise it gets trapped up in your body, and it causes illness, distortion. You're avoiding your own emotions, which leads to all of these different mechanisms that we do to cope with the fact that we can't feel our feelings. And all of this stuff happens when we can't sit down and for 10 minutes feel the feeling. So we'll go on a whole tirade of avoidance for years and years, where the solution is to just sit down for 10 minutes and feel the feeling. And I learned this from Maston. He said something that has always stuck with me. And he said, Maston Kipp, he said, your feelings are valid, but your feelings do not equal reality. So your emotion of I feel regret about XYZ is valid, but it does not equal reality. So when you feel the feeling, you're validating the fact that you feel the feeling. You're not saying, well, I feel this regret and therefore my life should have been different. I should have done different. I should be living a different life. No, you can say, I regret not going on that girls' trip. When at the same time, You can also know that I'm so glad I didn't go on that girls trip. I did this instead, and because I did XYZ instead, I was able to do this and this and this, and I way prefer what I did instead versus going on the girls trip. Like, that's just an example. But maybe there's still a feeling of, man, I wish I went on the girls trip. Man, I regret not going on the girls trip. So even though you can, say, yeah, I am fine because I like what I did instead. I like the path I chose instead. That doesn't mean that the feeling of regret isn't still there waiting to be felt. So I don't know if I'm communicating this clearly, but allowing yourself to feel the regret doesn't mean that you actually wish your life was different. You can say, I am glad the way my life is now, and I still have this feeling of regret, and I'm just going to feel it, and I'm going to release it, and I'm going to carry on with the way my life is now. And you can see how people resist this. Like, I've listened to tons of podcasts over the last 10 years, more so in the beginning of my journey. And one of the questions that would come up sometimes between the guest and the interviewer is the interviewer would say, do you have any regrets? And 10 times out of 10, the guest would always say, no, I don't have any regrets, because even the bad stuff that happened led me here. And if it didn't happen, I wouldn't have done this and da 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 da. And there's all of this, justification of why the regret does not apply to them. And what Kyle said was so insightful. And he said, it is literally impossible to choose a path in your life that is free from the feeling of regret. It is impossible. So even people who are saying, yeah, I don't have any regrets, because then that would mean that I wish I had a different journey. No, you can be happy with your journey and still have the emotion of regret in your body waiting to be felt. And so I hope I'm communicating that this is the nuance, is you're allowed to totally love the choices that you've made and simultaneously have regret, feel the regret, and release the regret. Because if you don't do that, the regret just builds up in your body, and in my opinion, it steals from the joy of the choices you have made. And Kyle pointed out something really interesting. He said, notice how at the end of people's lives, that is when they're just freely verbalizing, I regret this, I wish that, I really regret I didn't do this, I really regret I didn't take that trip, I really regret I didn't start a family, I really regret that. Like, they will list out all of these regrets as if the body is trying to purge. Like, finally, we're about to leave this planet, and it is, we cannot hold this in any longer. It's time to get it out. Interesting. Like, it's interesting how at the end of people's lives, it's like they have no choice but to purge their body of all of the suppressed regret that they feel. It does not mean that they wish that their life looked different. It just means that there was an emotion that they did not allow themselves to feel. And that emotion is called regret. And I experienced this for the first time when 2 years ago I sat down and I wrote down all of my regrets. I could see the shadow side and the light side. I could see, well, because of that quote unquote bad experience that I regret, because of that, on the bright side, it led me to this, it led me to that, it led me to this, like all of these beautiful, wonderful breakthroughs happen, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that, and I wouldn't have this realization, I wouldn't have this I could go down a huge list. I'm a pro at making a list of 100 ways that I came out like a phoenix rising. But I also had to look at the shadow side and say, okay, why did I allow that? Why did I tolerate that? Why did I co-create that? What was the dark side of why that happened? Because now in that darkness, I can see what's not true about me, and I can point to it and say, that is not me. And I can identify it as separate from me, and I can let it go. And all of that is wrapped up in being able to feel the regret. There's a huge part of, it's the end of the year. We're planning the new year. We're releasing the old one. So much of that goodness of being able to release and reclaim is in your capacity to process your regret in this way. And I was sitting at my Notion and writing out my regrets, because that's what I do now. It's the end of the year. And I love using Notion AI. So the way I'm using it in this example is I made a table, not a database, just a simple table with 3 columns. And in the first column, I put, at the header, I put what I regret. And in the second column header, I put I'm trying to rephrase this, what I was afraid would happen. And in the third column header, I put, what is the lesson or boundary I'm keeping from this? So I might clean this up because I think I want to give you guys the template for this. So check the link in the description for the template for this regret exercise. But I filled this out and I was really pleased because all I did was fill out the first column of listing out my regrets. And then I let Notion AI fill out the second and third columns, and just to see what it came up with. And I'm always happy with what Notion AI comes up with. It's not to replace my own ability to do the deep thinking. It's to support me and to show me what I might not be able to see just from my own, my 10 minutes of sitting down and doing this exercise. I'm able to go so much further in a shorter period of time. And I asked Notion AI to fill out the table with a few examples that I could share with you. So I said, please fill this out with some examples that are not related to me that I can share with the community, because I want to give you a taste of how this works without, telling you my dark stuff. So here are some generic examples. So in the what I regret column, example, it says, I regret saying yes to a project because the client sounded disappointed when I quoted my real price. And in the what I was afraid would happen column, it put, I was afraid that holding my rate would make me look selfish or too expensive, and that rejection would mean I'm not valuable. I tried to control someone else's reaction instead of honoring my own standards. So that's the shadow side of the regret. That's where you can look at that and see the lie that you were operating from, the insecurity you were operating from, the ways in which you co-created the very thing that you did not like. Part of doing shadow work is realizing the role that you're playing in your own unhappiness, and stop just identifying as nothing but a victim. If you just say, well, they did it to me and all I did was want to help them and all they did was, screw me over, then you're powerless. You can't do anything from that place. The shadow work forces you to look at, where did you have power? Where did you have agency? And you didn't use it. What role did you play in your unhappiness? That's the hard pill to swallow. And then the lesson or boundary learned from the experience, it wrote, pricing is a boundary. I can let other adults feel their feelings and still stay in integrity. Next time, quote the rate once, stay quiet, and offer a smaller scope instead of discounting my self-respect. Okay, now we can say, all right, we have looked at the hard truth, and now we're looking at how we're going to operate moving forward, and we're going to operate in the opposite direction of the pattern. And that is what gives the nervous system new data for how we can create safety in a way that is healthy and self-aware versus in a way that is, has a, just operating off of running away from our insecurities. So that is just one example. Here's another example it gave. So in the what I regret column, I regret avoiding a hard conversation and letting resentment build for months. And then in the shadow column, it said, I was afraid that honesty would create conflict and that conflict would mean abandonment. So I chose quote unquote peace on the surface and paid for it with anxiety and self-betrayal. And then in the what is the lesson column, it put truth early is kindness. Discomfort is cheaper than resentment. Practice. Name the issue plainly. Ask for what I need and accept whatever response comes without chasing, convincing, or over-explaining. So can you see how powerful it is to take stock of what your regrets are and look at the shadow side, look at the light side, and do this on a recurring basis so that you're always purging your body of the things you feel you regret. So don't just jump to, well, yeah, I regret this, but if that didn't happen, then I wouldn't have this and I wouldn't have that. Da, 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 da. Like then you're not feeling the feeling of regret and it's being suppressed in your body and causing dysfunction and distortion in other ways because that's what happens when we don't allow ourselves to feel our feelings. So I wanted to share this powerful exercise and I will put a link in the description for how you can get this template if you want to use it for yourself, whether you use Notion AI to help you fill it out or you fill it out all by yourself, or a combination of both. All right, thank you for listening. If I don't talk to you before the end of the year, I want to wish you a wonderful 2026. And I hope that you take the time to wrap up 2025 and set your intentions for the new year and just give yourself time to feel all the feelings, process the regret. If you want a little more help with that, I also have a free workbook. I'll link it in the description as well. Anything I give away for free does not require a subscription unless you actually want to sign up for the newsletter. All right, hope you have a lovely day. Talk to you next time. Thank you for listening to the Magic Is You podcast. If you would like to join our newsletter, go to secretowlsociety.org/newsletter. See you next time.